Howdy, doers of things and wearer of hats and all of those peoples, like us. We are Sako and the Moon, and we are doing a movie review today about Nosferatu the Vampyre, a la 1979, at the recommendation of Laura Nettles, who we interviewed on Friday.
Yes. And I am learning a couple of things about myself. I love vampires, but I'm wondering if I love vampire movies.
No, the past two that we have watched have been subpar.
I do love vampires. I genuinely do. As long as they don't sparkle, I'm down.
I will send some vampire movies that actually kick ass.
I mean, yeah, send them to me and we'll review them.
And they're on Tubi.
Because of course they're on Tubi. Because everything is on Tubi. Everything we watch so far.
I think the Swedish version of Let the Right One In is on Tubi. Have you seen that?
I have not.
You should.
But I will say I just watched Sinners. But there have been so many people talking to me about Sinners. I'm like, you know what?
Did you do that on Thursday? Did you do the live post?
No.
Oh, okay. I will. What did you watch it on?
HBO Max, maybe.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Might have been. Not on Tubi. That one's not on Tubi.
HBO Max.
Yeah. It's good.
I can't remember.
That's a good vampire movie. And I'm curious of whether it counts as a musical. This is not a review for Sinners. I almost kind of wish it was. but it's not. Hey, but you know what? If you're watching this, you catch this and you want us to review Sinners, yeah, let me know. I'll talk about it.
Yeah. And I need an excuse to watch it, apparently.
The excuse that I had was everyone kept talking about it. And I kept having to say, no, I haven't seen it yet.
No spoilers.
And I think we were talking to Laura, and I said, like, no, the top of Sinners, I haven't seen it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, no, you have to watch it. And Howard Hills, we were filming something, and they were talking about Weapons and Sinners, some of these newer movies that have come out. And they're like, Sinners, dude, you got to see Sinners. And I'm like, don't talk about it. I haven't seen it yet. So I was like, I'm tired of saying I haven't seen it yet. So I watched it. And I see why everyone was talking about it. There's a lot of things that happen in Sinners. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of, and the action isn't always like fighting sequences. It's like a lot of dance and there's a lot of music. There's a lot of music, as a matter of fact. It's almost a musical. But the reason I'm talking about all this stuff with Sinners is because all those things that I loved and been exciting about Sinners was nowhere close to this movie. I found it nowhere in this movie. I'm going to try my best to be as unbiased as possible, but oh lordy.
You have some feels.
I do. We're going to talk about them.
Okay, well, let's talk about the grading system that we have. We have a 4-star system.
4-star.
In case you have not been in our streams in the past.
You should you should go ahead and like this and subscribe this and go ahead and hit the notification bell so that you can be a part of this. So you've been missing out. You've been missing out.
You've been missing out.
I'm saying. 4-star.
So 4 stars. Theme, production, writing, and characterization. And within those categories, we have 3 prompts that kind of like get the conversation started. And
what we gauge those categories by.
And I guess let's get to it.
I'm waiting for we get to writing section so I can talk about the pacing.
So, Nosferatu, he who is doomed to wander alone in darkness. Nosferatu, he who is condemned to destroy even those whom he loves. Nosferatu, a tale of seduction in the dark night of the soul.
He walks alone because he bored everyone else literally to death.
Mm-hmm.
He bored every. You know what? I'm gonna stop being mean. Let's do the things. You want to talk about the first category? You gonna put a little
The first category
bumper up?
is yeah. Put the bumper up. Sorry about the clicking.
It's cool. It's fine.
It's
The first category that we
fine.
discuss is theme. We have three subcategories that Sako mentioned. That is the message, the tone, and the backstory.
So
Tone/mood. And I think this movie is going to be more mood than tone.
the theme was supposed to be a romantic dramatization with just a little bit of horror, but I don't think it actually succeeded in that.
There was no romance. Hell, there was practically no horror. The most horrifying thing was the struggle of trying to stay awake.
I love the cast because I've seen a lot of Nosferatu movies.
That's a different category, though.
It is its own beast.
That's a different category. We'll talk about that in characterization.
The
casting.
Yeah, the casting. The message.
If you're having sleeping troubles. Okay, let me stop.
If you're having sleeping troubles.
Let me stop right on. Okay, so here's my thing. The mood of this movie is supposed to be dark and dreary.
Yeah.
Dreary as it kind of is outside. It's raining here in Louisville, Kentucky. Quite heavily, as a matter of fact. And yeah, that sunlight does not exist here. Chanticleer, you got to crow, and you got to crow now. If you would, it'd be great before I have to pick my kid up from school. That's Rockadoodle that I learned that so many people have not seen. And I feel like talking about every movie but this one. No, so the mood in this one is like, it is a very slow, dramatic, moody, Gothic horror, I suppose. It's a vampire flick, which is, to me, vampires is its own subgenre. Fight me in the comments. And I feel like they went for the slow thing too hard. They went too hard on the slow thing. I love the concept of telling a story by slowing things down. We were working on a project of ours a couple of weeks ago. One thing I told one of the lead actors and the producer was that this character is walking into this scene and he's owning the location, right? He's owning the scene. He's now in charge. And I feel like the portrayal was too quickly. He needed to be portrayed slow, methodical. And this was way too slow. There are things that didn't make sense. There were things that, like, there's a lot of death near the end. I know you only got through a certain part of it, but near the end, after so many people are caught up with the plague, after Nosferatu, Count Dracula shows up, and after the big scene where all the caskets are out in the I guess the town square or whatever, people are just dancing out in public. They're just dancing out in the air. It's like, hey, go in the houses. The plague is here. The plague is here. And then a few scenes later, there's a fucking party. The slowest party ever. Like, I thought maybe I had accidentally just hit this sumbitch on like 0
fast forward.
No, like just slow mo. Like playing it at 0.6 or playing it at 0.7. Not an option on Tubi. So I didn't. That's not an option, because if it was an option, I'd have shifted this thing to 1.5 so I can get through it faster. It was just so slow moving in a way that doesn't make sense. And there's so many scenes that don't actually add to the story. And there's so much adding to the story to the point where it almost wasn't a story. Almost.
If you took out all the travel and all the scenes were slow, right?
All of them were like, even your conversational scenes were. I've been talking like this for most of the show,
Slowly
right?
spoken.
But imagine if you all watching this show sat here while Sako and I spoke at this pace for the entire show.
It would be
You guys would have clicked.
ASMR.
You guys would have clicked off like a long time ago. I mean, don't get me wrong, my voice is pretty cool, so you might have hung out just to hear my voice. But I can tell you that you can only hear me talk slowly like this for so long. After a while, it's like, why is he talking still? Like, I enjoy hearing it, but why is he talking still?
So, backstory. Werner Herzog, let's see, decided to restore the original names of the characters the day the copyright of the original Dracula expired, while still following the movie blueprint laid out by Murnau's Nosferatu: A Symphony of Horror, a la 1922. In order to get the restrained performance out of Klaus Kinski that Werner Herzog desired, he reused a trick from the making of Aguar, The Wrath of God, 1972. While Kinski wanted to play Dracula as more energetic, Herzog would provoke Kinski into a massive tantrum so that he would be exhausted by the time it came to shoot his scenes.
And you failed. Like, because energetic is fine. Honestly, all right, ASMR, me pouring up this drink because I need a drink.
Okay.
It's 7-Up. Don't worry, it's 7-Up. Because YouTube, we're not drinking alcohol here. It's fine. It's just soda.
Water.
Soda. It's fine. Calm down.
Water.
Not sponsored.
Anyway. Not sponsored.
But Tubi, if you want to sponsor this show, you absolutely should, because we talk about you and your platform all the bloody time. I digress. It's so slow. There are scenes that are drawn out on purpose, and I'll get into that here in a little bit. But as far as like this mood, and it's intended to be dark and dreary, even in parts that aren't dark and dreary, which I guess is okay, but no, like, I don't know. I try to look at these categories as if in the guise of, did they execute what they wanted to execute, right? Whether I like it or not is not really the point here. It's, did they succeed in what they were going for? And I'm not sure what the hell they were going for.
That's
my overall problem. If I can see something that I personally don't like, okay, for example, sparkling vampires. I don't disguise my hatred for sparkling vampires, but that's what she was going for. Stephenie Meyers was aiming for that. She wanted something new, distinct, that appealed to her reader base, right? That wasn't for me, right? Which is why I don't like it. It wasn't for me, though. But she executed what she intended to execute. Could I fault her for that? No. Do I like it? No. But that's the thing. Like, I can recognize
you're not the target audience.
Exactly. So I can understand that she did that for the target audience. The young adults that she was aiming for her books to appeal to would love a sparkly, handsome vampire guy. That's what they would like. To not die in the sun, but to sparkle awkwardly. Sure. I'm basing this off what people have told me about. I've not seen Twilight, and I swear to God, if you try to make me watch Twilight for this show, don't.
The riff tracks is golden. It's the only way I'll watch it. the riff tracks are so good for Twilight. I'm thinking about buying the whole series next time they go on sale.
I'm gonna severely blink at you.
It's the only way I'll watch it. It's hilarious.
Now, if we can find a way to legally do like live commentary for it, where I get to dog it out live in my first watching, I'll do that. So I can officially. Here's the thing: I don't like talking smack about things I haven't seen.
But while you're watching it,
yeah. Like I might one day do it for live commentary. I do on Bluesky, just so I can say I've watched it and I can dog it out with the proper information. But I digress. The whole point of me mentioning Twilight is that as much as I don't like these elements, that is what she was going for. That was the aim of it, though. So did they execute what they were going for? Yes. And I can't discount the success of what you're doing. If you're trying to do a thing and you hit the mark, great. But I should know that whatever you're doing is intentional. And I don't know what the intention, the mood, the intended message for this movie was. You look very concerned.
Sorry, I don't mean to.
You are destroyed.
My window decided to resize itself.
Yeah, they be doing that. I am not giving you.
Okay, so the tone and the mood, it hit the tone, it hit the mood.
You think so?
I think it did. It was Gothic. Period. It was. Just period. It was Gothic.
It was Gothic. I wasn't horrified in any of these, except for the amount of time, how long it took me to get through it.
Yeah.
I literally watched the last minute of it before we went live.
So it's basically Dracula can't have friends because he just eats them and makes them sick.
I mean, who's going to come out and hang out at your house, homie, if it's like, I want to go to Drag's house. No, he ate the last 3 friends at the sleepover. Like, no, you can't do that.
No.
You just can't.
Okay, so theme. Does it deserve a star? Just the theme.
If I'm looking for Gothic.
You're looking for Gothic.
Then I could give it a nod for Gothic. However, pause. Hold on. I don't know what the message you were trying to send me for was, except for have a good night. Sleep well.
Yeah.
I can't tell what the overall backstory of the narrative was because I've seen Dracula performed live on stage, right? In local theater. Shout out to Actors Theater. They do one every year here in Louisville, and I've seen that several times. And I get the general story of Dracula, Nosferatu, the general tale. Hell, you and I, we've sat with Dacre Stoker and had a wonderful conversation about Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
That man can talk about that. He literally talks about Dracula every day. Love the guy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dacre.
I'm pretty sure I have his not knockoff, but his continuation.
Yeah, he did like a sequel of Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's called Dracul. And it was him and J.D. Barker, I believe, is the co-writer.
Mm-hmm.
I have a copy of it. It's in there.
Yeah, it's right behind me.
Yeah, shout out to Dacre Stoker. You know what, Dacre? If you ever catch this show, hit us up. You can be on the show with us.
That would be amazing.
I'd love to get you. I'd love to have Dacre on the show. He's great people. But as far as
busy man,
he's a very busy guy. It's hard to catch him in the country. That's how busy he is. Anyhow.
So theme. I vote.
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't. I cannot, because while I get it hits the mood of dark and dreary, I feel like it's dark and dreary in the parts that shouldn't be dark and dreary.
Okay.
Like the even it's the slowness of the movie draws
Mm.
everything down to like this dark point. Like everything is dark and brewing and blah. And even the happy points aren't
Are long for no reason.
exactly, and it's just it's hard to really keep a tone. Like there
But
should
they
be,
used the blueprint from the 1922 version.
yeah, and apparently it's a bad blueprint.
It is
And I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. We can argue
the
we
the
can argue in the comments.
1922 version is a lot more watchable
I've seen
because
clips of that one. That's the old school black and white one, right?
Mhm.
And I've seen clips of that one, and the clips in slow motion move faster than this movie. Again,
Yes.
like that. I know I'm harping on the speed
And
of this
it's
movie a lot.
designed to have like the movie itself is designed to have text on the screen, like screen text
Yeah,
with the dialogue because
yeah,
there
yeah,
was no audio
yeah.
back
Silent movie.
then,
Yeah,
right?
I'm harping on the speed of this movie so hard because honestly, when you do that one thing so exaggerantly, it's hard to
Give it a fair shake.
it's hard to like see it for anything other than that. Like imagine if there was like if the movie was dark, right? If the visually dark, if it had like terrible lighting, it's hard for you to focus on anything else after a while but the bad lighting. You know what I mean? Or
I
the
think
dark
I
color
do.
grading. And
Sure.
so I don't know what the message is supposed to be outside of dark and broody. I don't know what the tone or mood should be. So if I assume that it's dark and broody, did it do that? Kind of. But even some of the things that were done, and again, that's more of the writing stuff, but even some of the things that were done just didn't hit, right? I'm taking it that you want to give it a star
No.
because you seem very shocked at my no.
Well, I was very shocked at your defense of the of the
Of the no?
theme and the tone and stuff like that, but
I just can't. I don't. I feel like I watched it. I'm like, the fuck was this? And I feel like when you're looking at a movie's message and tone, then that should be the last question you have. Like, what the fuck did I just watch?
the English language version was only available in shorter cut until 2000, which was about 10 minutes shorter.
Oh, an extra 10 minutes of this plus reading subtitles? I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Now, I remember what Laura said. Laura said that they filmed this movie kind of double time, and they did it in two different languages simultaneously while filming, which
the quotes have so many ellipses in them.
Which means it broken quotes.
Time is an abyss.
No shit.
Profound as 1,000 nights. Centuries come and go. And so on.
Yes. While you're watching this movie, centuries come and go. Time is an abyss. That's where you find yourself while watching this film. And again,
how about okay, so we both agree that it doesn't deserve a star for the theme.
Yes.
How about production?
Okay. This is where it can be a lot more unbiased.
So the art direction,
what year did this come out again?
1979.
79. Okay, cool. So I'm going to judge this based on, because we got to remember, guys, the technology that we have today, the movies we watch today, they didn't have that technology in 79, in 84, in 43. You know, we have to remember to judge the movies based on what was available for them at the time.
Right.
In mind. Okay, go ahead. Art direction.
Okay, so I feel like the art direction was actually quite good. The compositions were good. The lighting was good. Everything was very attractive.
Yes. Yes. I can agree with that completely. I feel like the color grading was kind of muted.
It was supposed to be, yeah.
Right. And again, I think that was intentional.
Mhm.
If that, like, I feel like for what they were doing, to make the colors too bright and bold would be weird.
They
It
did
is
that in the beginning.
it is a Dracula movie. I mean,
In the
it is a
beginning
Dracula.
of the movie, it was very bright and cheery, and
It
and
dulls
it's
out a lot. Like, and
and
it's not like a
then
dull.
and then it all goes downhill.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
that's
flat.
kind of
The
the
colors are
point.
flat. Yeah. And I feel like that was intentional. It looked like it was intentional. And it's not a knock. It's just an observation. It was very, very flat. Which kind of throws off some of the greens of the mountains and the grays, but I'm okay with that because I feel like that was intentional. When you look at certain scenes as they were cut,
If you take a screen cap of any scene,
yeah,
it's gonna be a beautiful shot.
it's a lovely shot. Yeah. And some of the things that they did with the wife was Lucy, right?
Mhm.
She has the biggest eyes I've ever seen. And I
She's
don't know if that
beautiful.
was just
Yeah.
in casting someone whose eyes were just that dramatic,
No,
or if that was something
that
in the
was
makeup.
very intentional.
Well, no, I'm saying if there was something in the makeup to make her look so, like, I can't
Wall-eyed.
even imitate it. Like her eyes are her. You ever see someone with like just when they say like her eyes were big? This is what they mean. Like, watch this. This is
Mhm.
what they mean by her eyes were big,
Right.
and it stands out. And while she is a lovely woman, I think it just adds to the drama of her parts of the movie, which is what I find positive about it. And I put that on not only just the actress, but on the makeup crew and those who are able to direct her in that space.
I am eager to talk about the makeup
Let's go for it.
because I thought it was expertly done, especially for the time. It's
I
all
want to
practical.
hold off on talking about Dracula's makeup first.
Okay.
Let's save him for a second because I got to talk about that. But as far as the regular people, everyone looked fine. Nothing looked out of place.
It
I
was
enjoyed.
natural compared to the, like, black lips and outline of the eyes to be
Yeah,
seen on stage,
you
you
could,
know?
if you were, and I'm gonna place this kind of time wise. If you were to look at a movie like The Crucible with Daniel
Okay.
Day-Lewis,
Mhm.
and you have like the people of that era, right? Um, I can't say anything bad about The Crucible. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. But looking at the people of that era and how they're dressed and makeup and portrayed, and this is very similar. But mind you, we're not here. We're over here on this side of the ocean. So I think the use of the space, the cinematography, the makeup on all the people to look just like normal people in conjunction with the sick and in conjunction to Dracula, how they did Renfield to make him look like, ooh, you're not quite like everybody else.
You're
That's
not
in the hair.
There's
That's
just enough
to
not
stand out
human.
weird, not to be the outcast, socially outcast, because people,
Right.
homeboy worked for him, but to be like, ooh, if I had this, if I had it on mute, right, and I couldn't hear the voice, I couldn't hear the acting, I couldn't hear any of the portrayals or any of the dialogue, you could just look at him and be like, that's that that guy, and
Mhm.
that is a positive. That is a testament to making everyone else look blank, so that the people who need to stand out can stand out without being too dramatic in their own right.
Right.
because Renfield doesn't look dramatic, but he definitely looks different than everybody else.
Yes.
And I think that is one of the things that people miss when it comes to this in film. They want to make everyone look flashy and great, but no, some people need to look unimportant, intentionally unimportant, so that the good character or the character you're trying to highlight more so stands out for the reason you want them to, with the minimal amount of effort. Everything comes back to wrestling. It's if you want a person to look big and strong, you put them in the ring with someone shorter than them. Right. One of the things that really distracts the threw me off was looking at wrestler Obafemi, because he's like this big brooding dude, right? But then you put him in the ring with someone like Trick Williams or Josh Briggs, and they're just as tall, if not slightly taller. And it kind of throws off the mystique of Obafemi being this big, tall, big dude who was, champion. But you had put him in the ring with smaller guys beforehand, and that's a really great way to debut him, because you make the other guys look blank and normal one way, so that Oba stands out as this grand figure you want the character to be portrayed.
Or the skinny chick next to the fat chick, like
that's a dynamic too. I mean, you can go that route, but
yeah, fight me in the comments.
If the bottom line is, if you want a characteristic to stand out, and there are movies where a woman's size is the thing. Shallow Hal, it's a great example of a movie where you need the woman's size to stand out. How do you do that? You put someone opposite them. If you want a person to look tall, and the actor you have is 6 foot, 6 foot's not ultimately that tall, really. Just get a whole bunch of dudes that are 5'4". Build a smaller set. And we do that with perspective. You build a smaller set and you draw the camera back a little bit so that everything looks small while you have this big dude who's just big in comparison. The size is relative, right? Size is relative. So if you're going to make that the thing, then you have to put something opposite so that it stands out. The whole point of all this is what they did to make the main character stand out, to make the sick people stand out, to make the monster stand out, was good work. And I'm happy with that work. Now we can talk about Nosferatu and the makeup for the monster, the makeup for Dracula, the prosthetics, the makeup, all of that work. It's a beautiful, ugly thing.
He had to spend approximately 4 hours per day in makeup. Fresh latex earpieces had to be poured for each day of shooting because they were destroyed at removal. Kinski, notorious for his violent daily temper tantrums, had a very good relationship with the Japanese makeup artist Reigo Crook and was exceedingly patient and well-behaved during makeup. Kinski himself said of the makeup that he hated being excessively made up for a role, but the role of Dracula, it was important, so he took it in stride. Kinski was so disturbed by his appearance in the makeup that he avoided looking in any mirrors during filming.
And that's good work. I don't know. To think about like nowadays, we wouldn't do that. We would have a certain piece, we would fit it and form it, and we would probably carefully remove it so we can reuse it the other day. Or you try to get all of those particular shots done within like 2 days so you can minimize the amount of money you spent on having to re-pour the latex in the mold every day. That's time, that's effort, that is skill to keep it looking consistent. Of course, you have a mold, so I guess it's not so hard, but still, like that can't be denied or ignored. Like when a good makeup art person is.
It has been stated by Werner Herzog that the rats that appear in the film behaved better than Klaus Kinski during the shoot.
It's a lot of fucking rats. I'm glad there's not a rat section in this category because there's a lot of bloody rats. Like a lot. And not only that, there's a lot. There's a lot of shots of the rats. Now I don't. Now maybe I fell asleep during the part where they were talking about why the rats were so significant.
Procuring rats for the film proved difficult, though the production eventually procured a large quantity from a scientific research facility. When shipped to Holland for filming, a customs inspector reportedly fainted upon opening their crate and discovering its contents. In addition to the notorious dye job the rats had to endure, each had to undergo spaying or neutering to control their breeding. Animal rights activists also have alleged that the rats were underfed and actually beginning to eat one another during production.
If you're going to use real animals, treat them well. But personally, fuck rats. But good God, there's a lot of bloody rats, and there's a lot of shots of rats.
Painted rats.
Yeah, because they were, and they
couldn't find gray rats, so they painted
like white rats.
Gray. Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine. It really is. It probably isn't. If you're talking to PETA, don't come for me. Like, I'm not fighting you in the comments. Don't do that. But that's fine. It's just a lot of rats, and I still I probably missed it, and I'll take the fault on that one. But I don't remember the grand significance. Oh, wait. It probably had to do with the assumption of the plague.
Yes.
At that point in time, it was the plague. That was what they saw.
Basically, it was with Dracula's presence were the rats, pestilence. And then the rats spread the plague. Yeah.
Which later on, Dracula's like, it ain't the plague. It ain't plague. So even with that great excuse, which honestly is probably the best excuse you could have given me, Sako, for the character to literally say later on, it's not the plague. It's just I'm evil as fuck, basically. So
I'm
it kind of
evil. Yeah.
It literally just defeats the best excuses they could have to have that many, not that many rats, that many shots of rats. There's a lot of just cameras on rats for a period of time. I'm like, all right, there's rats there.
The rats were important.
Got it. But were they though?
No.
They weren't. That's the hard part.
It would be like a 20-minute movie if you could speed up how you watched it, it would be like 20 minutes.
This movie was like an hour 40. It should have been hour tops. You could have easily told this story in an hour. There was 40 minutes of the fuck. I couldn't even tell you. But we'll get into that in a minute. As far as production's concerned, I have no issue.
Okay, so I give it a star for production.
I can easily that's an easy one, because while I don't like what they did it well. I mean, they did it well. So I have zero complaints. In fact, they did some things very, very well.
Okay. Now is your time to shine. We have the writing.
Okay, so this is the part of the show where I give you like the quick rundown of what this movie is about, like the actual story of this movie. And I could spend the rest of my natural life telling you the story and it'd be faster than the movie actually portrayed. Long and short, Dracula wants a new spot. Homeboy is I don't even remember his name. His name is Robert now. Robert
Harking?
Sure. His probably name is John, because
it's not. It's Jonathan. Jonathan, yeah.
So it was John. Mm-hmm. So Jonathan's hired he's hired by Renfield to go meet up with Dracula and like, here's your paperwork. You can move into your new spot across the way or whatnot. So Dracula's like, cool. I'm gonna eat you now. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Never mind. And he just dips out in the middle of the night, locks homeboy in the castle. Mm-hmm. Jonathan escapes the old rip up the sheets and come out of the window bit. He escapes, and then he's like, I gotta get back home to warn people about Dracula. And he's fine. And then he's not fine. He becomes sick. And then he's like sick the rest of the movie. Somehow. Okay. And then at the same time, his wife Lucy can like psychically see that he's in trouble, sees Dracula somehow. They have a connection. And then Dracula wants Lucy. And Lucy's like, this shit's fucked up. I gotta somehow save my husband. And then she lends herself to Dracula. She puts like garlic around Jonathan. He's hanging out in the downstairs. She's up in the bedroom, and Dracula shows up, and she has him stay there until the sun comes up. I'm not sure why. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like, first of all,
to kill him.
No, I know she did it. I don't know why he allowed it to happen. Because here's the weird part. At the end, she's laying in bed, right? And she's got like this master plan. She's got like, looks like sage or something around her or whatever. And so she's got this master plan, but apparently she is like paralyzed by him. Okay. So the plan goes to shit, essentially, because she does literally nothing. He starts like hiking up her dress and whatnot, doesn't stop him, doesn't move, leans into the kiss. Mind you, if you're Dracula, you've been alive for a few centuries. I think if you've been alive for a few centuries, you have a pretty good idea about when the sun's going to come up, especially when you know you're not at home and you got to dip out soon to, like, I don't know, not die. You should be paying a little bit more attention to the sky, maybe buy a watch. You've been around a few centuries, buy a watch. Steal one in that case. Just find a guy with a watch, bite him, drink his blood, and then steal his watch. Yeah, whatever. I got plenty. You can borrow one from me, and don't kill me. So then he's like just hanging out there, like he doesn't even like fully kill her right away. He doesn't like just suck her blood all the way through and then just like discard her or whatnot. Doesn't even go through the process of like, I'm going to actively try to change you or whatever. He's just there. And then the sun comes up and he's just kind of hanging out. Like you can see that the sun is out in the window. Like it's daytime, but the sun's not directly in the window.
He's hanging out. He doesn't like burst into flame. Like,
or
go, oh God, not the sun.
Hold on, pause, because that part's coming. So
okay.
He's there. It's daylight. It's like he looks out the window. It's like you know how you looked out the window a second ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost like that, but there was no curtain in the first place. But the sun's not coming through the window, but you can see outside that it's daytime.
Okay.
Right. So then the sun like, and then like he just dramatically twitches and falls on the floor.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Cool.
We don't have the budget for flames. That's cool. I'm down. No smoke, flash paper, nothing. Okay, that's cool. It's cool. It's fine. So the witch dying in the Wizard of Oz was more dramatic than this.
Well, that was pretty dramatic.
It was, but I'm talking about effects wise.
Oh, I see.
Like he literally is a dude who goes and falls on the floor. So
yeah.
So literally someone comes up, checks on Lucy, she's dead, and then they're just like, and homie's not even scared. Like the dude that walks in and finds a fucking vampire on the floor, not even phased. He's like, I'm gonna have to stake this guy before he wakes up. Hey, give me a hammer and a stake. I'm like, okay, can we be a little bit scared of the
Victorian people just assumed that vampires were a thing. And
no, that can't even use that excuse, because earlier she's like, hey, there's a problem. There's a vampire. I read a whole book about it. That's what the problem is. And the guy was literally saying, that's a thing of myth. Science has already disproven that. It's not a real thing. And you know who the person she was talking to?
Helsing. Yeah.
He's like, nah, vampires aren't real. Don't worry about it. It's not even a problem. I'm like, I'm sorry. Your name is what? Shouldn't you be the one person that, you know what? Okay. You know what? All right. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's cool. He didn't even have a van. He was just a Helsing. No van, no boat, no car, nothing. Just van. He wasn't Van Helsing. He wasn't car Helsing. He wasn't boat Helsing. He wasn't horse Helsing. Nothing. He was just
Okay,
no
so
transportation.
that was the plot, right?
Sure. We can call it that. All of that last part happened in the last.
The dialogue.
Hold
The dialogue was
real quick. All of that the dramatic stuff in the end was the last 15 minutes. Nothing else happens basically. Like the dramatical part of, oh, something's wrong. I think I can fix it. Let me go set this plan up. Let me lure him to stay. Vampire dies. They stake him and find out that Jonathan's the new vampire because he's got the weird teeth. There's your closing draw. All of that last 10, 15 minutes. The rest of that movie was there. Was there long enough to make it not a short film.
Okay, so the writing does not get a star.
I can't not. Now you want to talk about the dialogue. The lines are fine.
I suppose.
I mean,
the vampire was a little poetic.
He's a vampire. He's allowed to be.
Yeah.
I can let that go. It was like, okay, if Dracula's going to be in love with Lucy and aim towards being with her, luring her away, anything of the sort, that should have happened before like the last 10 minutes. And he sucked at it. Like,
yeah.
He wasn't even. No. Like,
okay, I need to go AFK for a second, but please to be.
I can handle this.
Okay.
I got this. I don't have any of the cool bumper stuff though, so I'm not. You're just going to see the word writing there in the corner. So if I'm being as fair as humanly possible, the dialogue was fine. We have 3 parts in this category: it's the dialogue, the plot, and the pacing. I think I've discussed the pacing well enough. It was a snail's pace. Some parts should be quicker than others. Sometimes you should slow things down to stay in that moment, to create that physical drama or to create that tension, or to clarify that this is an important moment, or we need to focus on the things that are right here. And there was no change in that pace. Everything was just slow. There were a lot of scenes that were trying to get you from A to B, but if they're transitional scenes, those should be the quick ones. And there just wasn't any quick ones. Like nothing was quick at all. So while the dialogue was fine, in my view, the dialogue was fine. There wasn't anything that was said that was off. Nothing that was said was weird. It's fine. Dialogue was fine. Wasn't particularly scary. Wasn't particularly funny. Wasn't particularly dramatic. Just kind of was. There were words that were said. Would I give this a star in this category? No. If you couldn't tell, my opinion of the pacing is egregious. Like, there's no reason why that movie should be that slow. I don't mind a slow burn. I was warned by Laura Nettles that it was indeed a slow burn. I walked in knowing that it's going to be a slow burn, that there are things that take time. There's one scene in particular when he's traveling from the inn to the castle, Castle Dracula. The people at the inn are telling him, hey man, you don't want to go there. And no car is going to take you. No one's going to lend you their horse to go. It's kind of like in the Woman in Black when nobody would help him go to the house. Just like that. And he had to walk. And it was a long way. So now that scene was a long, drawn out him walking through different terrain. That makes sense. That makes sense. That is the time for a long, drawn out scene. That is the time you would put that into a movie. Otherwise, no, there are some things you can just speed up. Just speed them up. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you just need to just get on with it. And that is not what took place in this movie. So for the overall category, while there are things that I think were done well, the pacing really held this movie down. Slow is one thing. Slower than normal is another. I think you can actually gimmick a movie that way. This was, oh God, when will this end? I really believe that this movie at a minute 47 could have genuinely been, at the longest, a minute 20. Respectfully, a minute, like an hour 20. It was an hour 47. It could have been an hour 20. Respectfully, it could have been done about an hour. 88 minutes would have been way too long. Actually, that's about an hour 20. So yeah. But even then, see how it feels just off? Can't. Hour 20 seems too long. I think an hour 70 minutes. 70 minutes would have been a good time for this movie. Otherwise, it was like 107 minutes. That was too long.
Yeah.
So no star from me.
Okay. Lastly, the characterization.
So you're not giving it a star on writing either?
I can't.
Okay.
I can't. The writing, he didn't write it. He copied the original 1922 version, even with the title cards.
And even if he didn't write it, somebody did. And the writing, it was just way too slow. The pacing kills.
It's
whatever.
Werner Herzog, right? He stole whatever he could.
Whatever could have been the vote, whatever you could have like mustered a star out of me for the mediocre dialogue and the not super terribly horribly done writing for the general plot of the story. The pacing will destroy whatever you're talking about. Whatever you try to convince me, plotting will kill it. The pacing will kill it. Can't even do it. Characterization.
All right, so the cast. I thought the cast was brilliant.
I think the cast did. Like I said, this with production. I think for what they were going for, they executed. We talked about Lucy. Yeah. And honestly, I can only really focus on
who is kind of the Eponine of the story. She's very tragic. She, suffers nightmares. She doesn't sleep much.
Kind of like visions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's having these visions as nightmares. But the only characters that ultimately matter is Renfield, Dracula, Jonathan, and Lucy.
Yeah. But even the extras they fulfilled the need.
Everyone else was filler. But again, your movies need filler. Nothing against that. I think Jonathan played Jonathan well. Lucy was amazing with her facials.
She's supposed to look super tragic, and super in love. So
yeah, with Jonathan, she doesn't even pretend to be in love. Like it's
with Jonathan.
I have no fault. No fault.
And the kittens. You gotta have the kittens. Yeah.
I'm allergic. It's fine. Renfield, we already kind of touched on this when we were talking about makeup. The actors, not only did the makeup artists and those who were dealing with the costuming do their job well, the characters were portrayed well by the actors who were cast to do so. I think for what they were going for, and because I can see what a character's portrayal is, like the overall story and message of the movie.
Shrug.
Yeah. It's like, okay, so it's the standard story but done really slow and drawn out. You could have done this a lot faster. It's done a lot faster in theater.
So
but I don't mind the casting. The casting was fine.
The casting was fine.
Renfield was funny. As awkwardly written as Renfield was fine. He was good. And I liked the Dracula portrayal. The actors did great.
Consistency and evolution. So I guess there was evolution, but it was so minuscule.
It was the amount of rats you saw on screen. That was the evolution of the movie. There's a couple of rats. Now there's 1 billion rats. That evolved over the course. No, I'm kidding. There was kind of an evolution with Jonathan turning into the next vampire. That happens at the very, very end. But even through half of that transformation, he's just catatonic. So it's like he's catatonic. Like what evolution does a character do when he's literally sitting in a chair in a corner? Like there's no evolution now. Like I'd want to give it to him for that. I want to because that's what the sickness was. It was him becoming a vampire. But when you can't like evolve as a character if all you're doing is this. Watch.
Yeah. I am of the mind that dying hurts. So the transformation should be painful. Right?
I'm selecting. Yeah, that's all he did. Like
Yeah.
So yeah, like no, you make a perfect point. You make an amazing point. He is essentially in that sickness, he's essentially dying to become a vampire. We don't really see it. And I'm fine with there being like this lead into a secret reveal at the end, like a twist at the end of some sort.
Sort of.
I'm okay with that. But there was nothing, he wasn't suffering. Even in being sick, he should be suffering, particularly going into becoming a vampire. I always say that every horror movie should be watched twice. Good luck to you. If this is the movie you're going to watch twice.
Yeah.
If you're going to watch this twice, good luck. I will pray for you.
Shadow of the Vampire is way better.
But there's a reason why we watch horror movies
with
twice.
Willem Dafoe as
I need to watch that.
Yeah.
But the reason we watch them twice is because whatever story you're going to tell, particularly if you're going to have a twist at the end, the twist should be evident upon a rewatch. Yeah. If you're going to have, for example, and I use this all the time, Scream is one of my favorite horror movies. If you go back and watch the opening, just like the beginning of the narrative part of Scream, once they're in the high school, we meet Sydney, and you see Ghostface shoes. You watch it the first time through, you see shoes.
Right.
2 characters have those shoes. Whole movie. 2 characters are wearing those shoes all the time. It's Billy and Stu. Upon rewatch, you can see that. Upon rewatch, you can see where Ghostface is.
There's lots of foreshadowing. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is present in most good horror movies. This is one of the reasons why I have issues with High Tension. High Tension, great French film if you watch it once and don't think too hard about it. But upon a rewatch, you start realizing that there are things that are placed in this movie.
Perfect Blue is the same way. Yeah. There are things that don't add up.
Once you see the ending, once you know how those movies end, you're like, oh, okay, cool.
I think.
Wait a minute. And then there's 2 different kinds of wait a minutes. There's the wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Like, okay, like in Scream 6, when Gwen is, I'm going to spoil Scream 6. It's fine. It's been like 3 years. It's fine. like 2 years. Gwen is one of the killers, and she dies early on in the movie. And you're like, wait a minute, she died. And it's like, well, some good effects makeup, and then I made sure I was the first, the father who's also in on it says, I made sure I was first on scene. I can get Gwen up. I can switch the bodies out. It's fine. Like in the body bags, it's fine. They didn't even bother to check. It's fine. I'm a grieving dad. They don't care. So they try to explain it away, which is fine. Those are the kind of wait a minutes that are like, okay. But the wait a minute, like, that didn't quite make sense. Either way it goes, you have to watch it for a second time through to make sure all these things are set up all the way through. And they're not. Jonathan's suffering should be more evident. Transformation should be more evident. These little elements should be more evident, and they weren't. It's just like, ta-da! And then that's almost lazy.
Yeah. And like I said, Werner Herzog was kind of, he cut corners every chance
he got. Is that what he does? Is that like, I'm not familiar with him.
The slow-mo of the bat in the beginning was stolen from a scientific documentary. The rats were taken from the scientific research facility. The script was taken directly from Murnau. Murnau's version of Nosferatu, A Symphony of Night, I think.
Night, Shadows, something probably.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I cutting production corners is one thing. If it's like, take this footage that exists of a bat or go get a bat and try to catch it, film it flying away and then keep up with them later so you can give them back. Get the footage of the bat that already exists, because some things are just, I can excuse that. I can't excuse that. Cutting back on production costs, sometimes you just need to. Budgets are budgets. But if that's your thing to like be lazy and translate it that way, like if it comes across, the goal is to not come across lazy. And
right.
And I feel like that's kind of the point you're making, is that as much as the goal was to not come across lazy, you came across lazy. I think that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay. The POV. Jonathan and then Dracula.
Yeah, it cuts back and forth between those four characters: Jonathan, Lucy, Renfield, and Dracula.
Yeah.
And I think the perspectives were fine. The perspectives were fine because the characters typically interact at least two together. No, that's not necessary. That's not necessarily true. I don't have an issue with the point of view of the story. It's third person. It's third person, and it follows. And it follows those fours. It's fine. Yeah, the point of view is, it's fine. It tells the story it needs to. There are times when Renfield is captured, nobody else is there. So yeah, we're focusing on Renfield. He gets out. When Lucy's doing her thing, we're focusing on Lucy. It's fine. Point of view is logical.
Logical. Okay, it was fine. So characterization, do we give it a star? I might need some convincing.
Okay. Here's how I'm thinking, which is different than how I'm feeling. I'm feeling no, but I'm thinking yes, and here's why. We have three subcategories in this, and to judge characterization on: the casting, the consistency and evolution, and the point of view. The point of view, we focus on these 4 characters. They all make sense. Lucy and Jonathan are together, and in some way, shape, or form, Renfield and Dracula are together. Renfield essentially works for Dracula. We all know that.
Yeah.
So the point of view is fine. Nothing special, but nothing wrong. It's done the way it's intended to be done. Okay. That's one. The consistency and evolution of any of the characters really isn't there. Lucy doesn't really change at all. There's a transformation on Jonathan, but that's not really an evolution of character. He doesn't really change as a person.
Right.
Dracula doesn't really grow, change. He doesn't come to a conclusion or anything. He doesn't have like an epiphany. He doesn't get worse.
Yeah.
He doesn't like go from bad to good. He doesn't go from good to bad. He doesn't go from bad to worse. He just goes. Renfield might get a little extra crazy, but I think he was pretty damn crazy in the first place. So the characters don't really evolve. So this is one yes and one no. But the casting was fine. The actors played the characters they were supposed to play, and played
they looked the part.
They did, and they played the parts well enough for what the script asked of them, for what the director asked of them. They did. I'm just trying to figure out why that is what the director wanted, but that's not the section of judging. So, did the cast fit their roles and do what they were supposed to do? Yes. Did the evolution of a character, any character, exist? Not at all. Did the point of view effectively help tell the story, as bad of a story as it was? Yes. 2 out of 3. Nothing special, but nothing bad. I can concede to a star.
You can concede to a star.
I don't see a good reason to not give it to them. There's no great reason to keep it away from them. There's no great reason to give it to them.
I have to agree.
I have to
agree. It got the job done.
Exactly. That's the best they got. It's like,
so that comes down to 2 stars for Nosferatu the Vampyre, 1979.
And as I say all the time, just because we graded it 2 stars doesn't mean that you shouldn't watch it. That doesn't necessarily make it a bad movie. It's just really slow. Just really, really slow. Like,
it's really drawn out.
Like, slow. And like I said before, there are parts where it makes sense to be all drawn out and slow. You weren't here for that part, Sako, but the part where he's walking from the inn to the castle should have been drawn out. That should have been drawn out.
That should have been drawn out.
Because they're telling the story that he has
the music should have been better for that travel, though.
Don't even get me started on that. I'm so glad we didn't actually ask about the music on any of that part. But
the travel music was terrible.
It was. It throws you way off. Like the whole. Anyhow, I can't even process that right now. Like that part should have been drawn out, because this part of the story you're telling in that part is he has a long way to travel and has to go by foot.
Right.
So that should be drawn out.
Until he is picked up by the carriage.
No, this is after leaving the inn. No, he walks to the thing. He walks to the castle. All the way to the castle. I thought.
No, he doesn't make. He makes it while he's walking through the mountains. A carriage comes through who is acting like a taxi, and the guy running the carriage is like, "Yeah, get in," and he took him to the castle.
Sure. Either way, that part can be drawn out. If you got an extra 2 hours to do nothing, go watch that movie. Don't be sleepy. Bring snacks. Drink coffee.
Sure. Laura, you should come back and defend this movie.
Because that's apparently a thing. That's the thing we're going to do now. Because I know we had talked about this before. I don't know if we talked about it with the lovely audience. Or as our friend would say, the nice people.
The nice people. Yeah.
But I had some things to say about one of the movies we reviewed. I had some things to say about Therapy for a Vampire.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan Klefstad of Vamp Chat with Dan and Eva. He's the Dan of Dan and Eva, in case you missed that. He and his wife in particular wants to defend that movie. So we're gonna. I've already had a conversation with Dan sometime, season 6. Dan Klefstad with Eva Patrice.
Yes.
Aha. And a special guest, Dan's wife, Susan, will be joining me and Sako here on Sako and the Moon season 6, where they will defend Therapy for a Vampire. So you've got until sometime in early December to go watch Therapy for a Vampire, also on Tubi. Tubi sponsor us.
And then watch our episode. I'll put it up in the cards.
All the tags and things. Watch our episode where we interviewed Dan and Eva and talked about Vamp Chat and talked about other vampire-y things. Watch our movie review of Therapy for a Vampire. And while you're at it, go download the Podbean app. Pod like podcast, Bean like Jack and the Beanstalk. The Podbean app and find Vamp Chat with Dan and Eva. Go find their show. Go give them a listen and a follow. They're great friends of Sako.
Wednesday night.
Every other Wednesday night. Every other Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Dan and Eva. Love you guys. Can't wait for you guys to come back and attempt to defend this movie. I'll rewatch it. I'll rewatch our episode on it. And yeah, come at me. And if Laura, I don't know you as well, so I'm not gonna come at you so strong. If you want to come back on the show,
I'll come at Laura.
Go for it then. Go,
I will come at Laura for subjecting us to the slowest movie ever created.
Slowest movie ever. Sorry. Slowest movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that was our review of Nosferatu the Vampire by Werner Herzog, 1979. At the recommendation of Laura Nettles.
Check out Laura Nettles and her website, lauranettles.com, and find her on YouTube after you've watched this with us. And and don't harass her. Don't harass her. But enjoy her content. There's maybe don't trust her movie review, but check out all the other stuff that she does for movie and film and editing and writing, and check out all of her stuff.
She does some great stuff. Yeah.
We've actually talked to a lot of vampire people this season. This has been a very vampiric season.
It's been a very vampiric season. Yeah.
Dan and Eva. We had the 2 vampire movies. We had J.M. Chaley.
We had Jamie. Yeah.
It's Italian. We had he's got this book that just came out, Vampire Style. Yeah, we got this. The show for vampires is where we are now. How you doing?
Yeah, how you doing? Apparently so. Well, season 6, quick little hint of what season 6 might involve. We're gonna have a little bit of vampires, sure, but we're also gonna have zombies. We're gonna have Prometheans, like Frankenstein's monster. Rah. We're gonna have all kinds of monsters. So
we might actually have some actual monsters on the show. Even Sako doesn't know about that.
That would be fun.
Kind of.
If we can get get some people
I got some.
in your back pocket on the show.
I got something to share. I got something to share with you, but we're gonna leave the let the audience get back to their potentially dreary, at least here in Louisville, dreary Tuesday.
Okay. Well, like he said in the beginning of the show, if you liked this stream at any point, please to be clicking on the buttons.
Do the thing.
Give us a thumbs up and ring the bell so that you know when we go live or you know when we upload a thing. And we will catch you guys on the flip side. No
outro music, so we're just gonna dance.